Hey, what's up guys? On today's video, I will be doing a review of a game known as Sifu. I believe this game is made by Slow Clap, if I'm not mistaken, and I actually had this game about a couple years ago on PlayStation Plus, and since I have a channel now, I wanted to kind of talk about this game and kind of give my opinions about it, as well as my review of this game. I believe I'm fighting Fajar, if I think that's his name. Um, and pretty much this game is heavily inspired by like Chinese martial arts like Bruce Lee and Return of the Dragon and stuff like that. And I have to say, I believe this is an indie game by definition. I don't think that it's like a massively budgeted game, but I have to give them the credit. This game is really fucking sick. I would recommend this game though for like about $10 or so, because it is indeed like kind of short. Like the story mode is like 5 levels and that's it, as well as like 5 bosses, which each boss has like its own theme. And I will kind of get to like the story of this game. So pretty much, spoilers. So if you don't want to see the story, just click off the video. Get this game on sale. Or if you got $20, you can purchase, or I think it's 25 on PlayStation at the very least. I don't know much about Steam or Xbox stores. But this game's actual story is your own sensei gets defeated by one of the members of this clan, and it's the best way I can explain it is if you ever played Ghost of Yote, it's a very similar like basic revenge plot, but there is like a cool secret ending to this game, and your own sensei gets murdered by these 5 members, Fajar and some of the other villains that I sadly forgot about. And I'm a little bit too lazy to kind of look at all their names. I'm sorry. I do have a bit of pain in my jaw, so if I do stop talking or this review seems a little bit wonky, it's because I am in pain right now. It just started happening like 20-30 minutes ago before I made this recording, so that kind of sucks. But anyway, so you go through the fact that your own sensei has been killed, and this is a revenge story where you want to kill and avenge your sensei, or I believe father. I think it's a sensei, because as you see, there's a dojo, kind of like a hub area where you can get collectibles and keys and even upgrade your character, like a little bit of a skill tree and XP system. But because this game is so short, it's kind of like a speedrunning game. Like there's a lot of runs and modifiers and stuff like that. But but this game is very, very interesting because the combat feels so fluid. There is a bunch of stun mechanics, parries, as well as finishers. As you can see on screen, I've finished that guy and elbowed him into the freaking door handle. So the damn it, the 5 levels in this game, which is I believe the slums, the club is which we're at. Then there is I believe it's the museum. Then I believe the 4th one is like a corporate building. I forgot the name of it. And then the final mission and the final level where you defeat the big bad, which, by the way, you play as the big bad guy in the beginning of the game and, like, I guess, like, the prologue of this game. Or is it epilogue? I kind of forget. Sometimes I get epilogue and prologues mixed up. But this entire game is a simple revenge quest. You want to kill all of these gang members, these 5 gang members, and avenge your sensei. Well, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a stun mechanic. It's a little yellow bar above these enemies' health bars, and it allows you to be able to finalize and actually chain together, multiple moves, stun, and even frame data. Funnily enough, this game does have a bit of frame data. There's heavies, there's light attacks, there's a dodge button. There's actually 2 dodge buttons. One for like overheads, like mediums and highs, and if someone tries to trip you, if you flick the L stick up while pressing R1, you do like kind of like a step back where you kind of like, you back your foot up to dodge lows. So as you see, she did a high, I dodged high, I stunned her, and then let's see, I dodged that, which was a low. I could either dodge it like that or dodge it with the previous inputs I said before. But there's also this kind of like a temporary item system where each level has like another stage of progression upgrades that, by the way, only work for that specific run. So the skill tree is permanent. Once you permanently unlock that skill tree, as long as you save your entire save file, you'll have all the skills in the game. Which includes like different combo strings, different ways to knock people down, different throws, different like special moves. There's also like kind of like a special meter at the very bottom, which can give you certain pressure points to where you can like do a punch to the face or a super trip. As you can see, I just did a parry and it broke his stun meter. And what I was getting at with the stun meter system, and as you can see, I just used a special move and then I tripped behind him. But if you master this game's combos, as you can see, you can fuck people up in this game, and it's fucking incredible. Like, I heard about this game a while back, and when I finally got to play it, I played the shit out of it for like, I think, 80 hours now. And I have gotten the good ending, and the way you get the good ending in this game is by pretty much tiring your opponent and pretty much sparing them. If you spare all 5 opponents in a run, or I guess for your account, you can unlock the secret peace ending where you let go of the fact that they murdered, your family. And what's actually kind of brilliant is because this game is all about runs and restarting and doing different builds and, like being like an arcade game where you have to keep, speed running and doing different strategies and trying to beat the game and, have different modifiers. It's kind of a cool symbolism because it means that by definition, all you're doing is repeating the cycle of, revenge. Because they took revenge against your father and now you're taking revenge against them. And then maybe someone else, like the main character of Sifu, will take revenge on you and kill you, and the cycle just continues. So it's kind of like a paradox, and I like how there is a secret ending that allows you to pretty much break that cycle. Some of the negatives with this game, I would say, is sometimes it's a little bit jank, and it could just be like, this game's budget. I'm pretty sure this is a AA game. And another thing is that this game is really short. Like, all there really is to this game is story mode, maybe some okay skins, and most importantly, arenas mode, which is like a generic, objective mode where you do like pretty much like special arenas from the story mode or free DLC arenas. Think of it as kind of like the Mercenaries mode in Resident Evil or any other type of like arena side mode. It isn't the most like groundbreaking thing, but it is really fun and addicting to play through. Because as I stated earlier, this game is very skill based, and it's not like Dark Souls where it's like really fucking hard. When I first played this game, and I think everyone when they first play this game, you're gonna get your ass kicked because there's so many variety of enemies. Like, as you can see, these girls, they use their heals. They have range as well as a low attack that always takes me off guard. And there's brutes, and there's people that use weapons like bow staffs and knives, as well as people can throw stuff around the environment. As you can see, I just stunned that dude with the wall and broke the glass. I did a trip, and then if you press circle, you do the double punch, which could finish people off. As you can see, I dodged that guy and got another finisher. And there's a brute, as you can see. So it's like generic, archetypes that have different abilities. But the coolest thing about this game is that, mainly with the bosses, there's a lot of like artistic variety. And I love the art style because I don't even know what to call it. It's like a cartoony, like, I used to call it like an origami art style. And I guess it kind of is like that. But this game is heavily inspired by Chinese martial arts, as you could tell. As I stated earlier, there's even like I think a Bruce Lee like jumpsuit DLC you can purchase for like $10 or $5. But like this game is extremely satisfying. Like I'm not even into like, as you can see, I just did the dodge that I was mentioning earlier. So there is like a parry, there's a dodge button, there's a block, there's a dash. There's tons of ways to defend yourself and mix combos and stun lock enemies. And there's also multiple difficulties now. I believe the master difficulty is where, the bosses have extra moves that really will fuck you up no matter what. And one of the coolest systems that I've never seen any game do is when you die in a run, you can see an age counter at the very, very top left. You pretty much consecutively, the more you die, the more you age, pretty much by multiple deaths. So it gets consecutive. To where if you die 5 times, you lose 5 years. You die 6 times, you lose 6 years. It just keeps multiplying. And once you go past the age, I think 70 or 80, you lose the run and you got to restart the level or just restart the whole run. Now, the more you age, it actually doesn't just change your appearance, but it also changes your stats. So now you get less health, but more damage as you age. So if you're more of a defensive person and you're kind of bad at doing combos, you want to stay at a young age just to be safe. But the older you get, sure, you have less health and you might get knocked out very fucking fast, but you do more damage, which means you can beat people up faster. So it's kind of like this yin and yang, no pun intended with all the Chinese references, but it's kind of a yin and yang where it's like, do I strategize on making sure I'm young, which is probably the best strategy, or could I maybe fuck up a couple times where I can be able to become older so then I can finalize my damage. Now, in this next section of this review, I'm going to be talking about the Arenas mode, as you can see on screen, and as I stated earlier, it is kind of a collection of free DLC maps and certain, objectives that you have to complete, and you get more stamps depending on, if you do a 3-star objective by getting the fastest speed, or, it gets graded depending on how good you are. Now, the dragon stamps are a lot easier. And as you can see in this footage, I'm pretty garbage because there's a modifier where the enemies do not take turns. So I'm gonna get absolutely fucking jumped probably in a couple minutes. But, this game, for being what it is and being a short, simple, fun game, this has one of the funnest combats I've played in a very long time. I'm trying to think of another game that had really good combat. But as you can see, I was able to, duck that attack, and the fucking goon, accidentally, hit the other lady with his own weapon. So you can even, kind of trick the AI into fucking up themselves and pretty much kind of infighting, off of, Doom. But, as I stated earlier, there is a very interesting mechanic system where, the more you die, as you can see, I am the age of 40 in this little mission here, and I'm doing more damage, and I'm able to one-shot and do massive damage and dodge and grab weapons, which each weapon has their own combo, and they usually stun more, and you can even, use weapons and throw them to get massive stun. Also, if someone's stunned, you can actually throw them to other people, or even throw them, off the railing to get an easy one-shot kill. And you can actually use a lot of the stun mechanics to throw someone into a group of people and they'll stumble over, which can kind of give you some time and also give you some spacing if you are a bit too pressured. Right here, I'm getting bombarded by people and there isn't a lot that I can do. And it's a very impressive game. And I think I am on not master difficulty, because I'm pretty good at master difficulty, and I've done almost everything in this game. But, I keep getting fucked up by the villains, and it's really difficult for me to play this game, sadly, because I have stick drift. So, sometimes I just dodge for no apparent reason. And I had this problem, I think a year or two ago, which is why I stopped playing this game for so long, and I didn't have PS Plus at the time. But I definitely would recommend Sifu. The only thing I don't like about this game is it didn't really get as much good updates besides the modifiers and the arenas. They mainly just did costumes and maybe some collabs. I did see that secret level episode with Sifu, which honestly was pretty badass. I did not expect them to make a Sifu episode. You know, this game has a couple flaws. Like, sometimes it's a little janky and sometimes a little aggravating. Like, as you can see, I'm just getting fucking pummeled and I can't do shit. Um, and it's just really annoying. Like, some of the modifiers are just super fucking unfair, which is why, like, I'm not a big fan of arenas because, like, I like this game, but it's just really short. Like, when I first played it, I was like, there really is just that many missions, and that's it. Like, you could beat this game in like probably like 40 minutes from like start to finish, like first, level to the fifth level. But I think this game was meant to be where you master the martial arts, you master the combo strings and the tech and the boss design. Like, it's meant for you to be like a perfectionist badass because once you do it, like, the learning curve is not that bad, and once you figure it out, dude, you be doing some crazy shit that literally is ripped straight from like a Jackie Chan movie or once again like a Bruce Lee film. And that's the beauty of Sifu is that they're able to recreate martial arts in a very believable way. Like, I don't know if they got mocap to do this or something, but like these animations are sick. I can definitely see why people like this game a lot. I love it. And my honestly final verdict for this game is I would say I'd recommend like people buying this on sale. And as you can see, I did the challenge and I did fucking horribly, but I would give this game like probably a 9 out of 10, like a 9.2 out of 10 actually, because I have not barely little complaints besides the fact that it's short and there wasn't a lot of good post-launch content after a couple years. I really hope that the developers make a Sifu too, because I hope they do some crazy shit with the combat, because this has massive potential. But yeah, like, that's kind of my review for this game, and kind of, my take on it. The next review I'm going to do is going to be Resident Evil 4 Remake, which would be extremely, like, I'm going to put a lot more effort into that, and hopefully I'm not in pain. But I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything else. I don't think I am. I'm sorry for the lack of uploads. I've just been procrastinating, and dealing with my own, like, mental health issues and stuff. But I'll see you guys in the next video with my Resident Evil 4 Remake video, which will take a little while. And I'll catch y'all on the next time. Please, like and subscribe. I'll see y'all later. Hope you have a good day and good night. Peace, and catch you later.